It's me, JC, back with another Ceramic Hour live stream. We are just about finishing up this watercolor paint palette. I'm just trying to gauge how deep I want the wells to be. The back is pretty much done. And just making sure that it matches the design that I made. This is a custom paint palette, so this design was approved, so I don't want it to look too different. But yeah, that's what we're going to work on today. I think maybe we can finish it. I was hoping I could finish it yesterday, but it's just kind of getting to a point where it's drying out really fast. And it can be really hard to carve into it if it's a little bit too dry. If you would like to watch a quick little tutorial on how to make a slab built paint palette, pretty much just like this one's built for watercolor, but you could do the same kind of idea with acrylic or oil palettes. That's on my YouTube at Callie & Co. Right on the homepage of my channel, I have a ceramic tutorials playlist where I have that one. That one's like a hit. Not that I have a lot of tutorials, but I think a lot of people enjoy that. You can obviously very easily customize the shape and the depth of the wells to your own liking. And it is really a pretty easy process, I would say. There's really nothing complicated about it. Essentially, I just roll out a thick slab of clay and then just carve down into it. There are definitely other ways you could make something like this. You could just roll out a very thin slab and then attach walls to it if you want. I just prefer the carving method personally. And then if I really, really needed to, I could add clay back in, but that's not really how I like to work. So that part's just preference. I also do have some issues sometimes when I'm trying to attach clay, so it's something I try to avoid. But that's just me. So I'm really just trying to perfect this and make sure that the wells, I'm carving all of these separately. So the depth of each is maybe not the same. I'm trying to make them the same, just visually, by looking at it. And some of these they're a little bit harder for me to gauge how deep it is by pinching it. But I'm trying my best. Let's see, do I have any updates? Again, the stream for Thursday and Friday of this week will be canceled. Gosh darn, I am I'm gonna have such a long weekend. I am going to try really hard to this thing better be done. I'm just this thing better be done before then. And the if you were watching earlier, I had some before working on this, we were doing some underglazing, glazing, I think mostly underglazing really, on the stream, but I have about maybe half a batch that is ready to just go into a glaze firing. And then I need to finish up my other layers and stuff on the the things that are like half underglazed. They're not quite complete. So I think it'd be really great. I would feel really good if I got all of that done this weekend. I feel like it's such a long weekend. I have like no excuses. I seriously cleaned so much last weekend. So I definitely feel productive in that sense. Which is like so nice. It's so nice to just to get rid of all of those things like that nag at you every day. I think it can really make you feel like pretty different if you clean up those things. Like, I don't know, like I have a pair of scissors that I put on the bathroom counter because I want to wash them. And every single time I go into the bathroom, I see that they need to be washed because I put them there to be washed. And obviously, going to the bathroom a lot, I see them a lot. And if they just sat there for days, it just kind of like adds up, like that kind of like nagging that I get. So like things like that, like it's so nice to just kind of like, even if they're like really small things, I feel like if you get rid of a bunch of those, it feels very different, like mentally. Like you kind of like, I don't know, like if you had a dry erase board of all the things that you need to do and you just got rid of a bunch of those things, it's just like, I don't know, like your mind is clear or something, or I don't know. I'm not really sure like how to articulate it, but it feels really good. Even though like, you know, maybe it wasn't like this huge like undertaking. I think even like cleaning up small things that like bother you all the time can feel really great. Like my coffee table is just like, coffee table is the go-to for like everything. And if I'm partially done with something, I'll just put it on the coffee table and then it will literally just sit there for months until I come back to it. Like I bought some really cheap souvenir type like t-shirts and sweatshirts when I went on vacation in Michigan, and I just kind of thought like maybe they would last longer and like be a little bit better if I restitched. I know I feel like I'm like crazy. If I like restitched like say like this was it. Well, you can even see that this is kind of like coming out, but just from the inside, I'm kind of taking them and like going along the stitches and stuff and just like reinforcing them. On one of them, I literally like haven't even worn them, but I can see like one of them is like just about to unravel. So super annoying to do. But like I love them and they're like my little souvenir shirts from back home. And there really is nothing like, there's not anything else I can do about it. Like there were not any better quality places to buy from. Like you just get what you get. So super nitpicky and whatever about that, but I think I just have one more to do. I just have one more to finish up. And then I think that'll be good. Or like, I don't know. I just have a lot of things that just, a lot of things sit on the back burner and like have not been like even partially completed, which is like a whole different story. But at least the things that I, partially completed, like when I actually complete those and just like check them off my to-do list, it really does like feel so great. So anything that has been like nagging at you for a long time, like whenever you do find yourself with maybe a little bit extra time, it can feel really good to get rid of those things. I've also heard, I'm not like a scientist or anything, just an artist here, but I've heard that it can like, kind of like in a similar way, feel like a little bit of weight is lifted off your shoulders if you actually write down like somewhere, like maybe it's on your phone or maybe it's on a actual piece of paper, like, either one, whatever works best for you, to like write down all of those things, like, oh, today I need to do the laundry, I need to take out the trash, and like it can take a lot of like weight off your shoulders, like kind of like from a mental standpoint, if you write all of those things down, because then they're not floating around in your head, and you can kind of like rely more heavily on the fact that you put them on a piece of paper. Again, I'm not like a scientist or anything, but I have heard, like, I've heard that, I don't know, I think it kind of stems into the way that people remember things. And if you know that you have a resource that you can go to, so like maybe that's your friend, like your friend knows everything, I don't know, they know everything about cars. And that means in your mind, you don't need to know anything about cars. You don't need to remember it because you know you can go to this person like for that information. It's kind of like, it's like a shortcut, because your brain doesn't want to do more work than it has to. It's gonna work more efficiently. So if you know where to find that information, like your brain is just like, yeah, whatever, like I don't need to know that, because we know where to find the information if we really want to. Same if like, I don't know, I think if you had like, I don't know, a book that you feel like you can really rely on, or like it's the same kind of idea with this like notebook, or wherever you put your to-do list. Like you don't have to think about it constantly because you know where the information is. I'm like pretty sure this is like somewhat accurate. Hopefully I'm not giving you anything too wrong, but also would it really hurt anyone if you like wrote down your mental to-do list? I think if anything it would maybe help, hopefully help, but that's not really guaranteed for like everybody. I feel like there's something really nice about physically like crossing things off your to-do list, and then just like seeing that change of like, oh dang, like I was really productive today, even though maybe some of these tasks were pretty quick to do, like I think you'll still feel pretty good about it. I don't know, but I think I might have gotten some of this information from like another artist, his like YouTube name is called Struthless. I have that linked on my YouTube channel, like at the bottom of my homepage. I have a bunch of recommended other channels and stuff. But he has a lot of like really great advice. And usually it's like artist advice, but like, I mean, anybody can really take that as a tip. You don't have to be an artist. He also has like a few more things about how he breaks down like really large tasks. Like he's written an actual book, and he's not really like that kind of typical like super organized type of person. So it was like kind of like I think he kind of like maybe said it was like, you know, pretty overwhelming to like quantify like writing an entire book. And you know, like I mean, I would think that would be pretty challenging. It's not a novel or anything. It's like it has a lot of illustrations and stuff in it because he's more of a illustrator type of artist. But I mean, like either way, you know, writing an entire book and then like, you know, like actually like putting in really useful information for people, like that can be really intimidating. And he kind of like broke down like how he did that step by step, which is really cool. Like how to tackle big projects basically is what he highlights. Not literally how he wrote the book. I don't really think he's like talked a ton about that. He just kind of like generally went over like how to tackle large projects that are really intimidating, and you're just like, you start it and you're like, I don't even know where to start, kind of a thing. Let's see, I think these all look like the same depth, but I don't think they are. But it's kind of hard to tell. What else? Like seriously, he has really great content on his channel. And they're very digestible, like and he really, you know, I know a lot of people, you know, just like post clickbait things on YouTube promising good advice or whatever, and then you're like, what the heck? Like, no, like he really has like actually good advice. I mean, it's mostly like artist related topics, but some of them are just for anybody, really. I think he has one where he touches on like how he feels like he's not as far along, like I think kind of like, I don't know, like in his career as he would like to be. And he just kind of like goes over like how people you know, like maybe if you didn't, I don't know, like I think there are certain things that people might think, like, I mean, for me, I love ceramics, and I'm like, I feel behind because I'm like, I wish I would have taken ceramics when I was in college, but actually wasn't until like after college that I did. So like, kind of like in that aspect, like I feel like behind. Like I feel like if I started this earlier, I would be like so much more advanced, like in my techniques, and I would know more things and like that type of thing. He kind of talks about like how everybody has like a different journey to like how they got to where they are. I think even for like even some like successful artists, like maybe they didn't even start painting until, I don't know, until they're 40 or something. Like you can still make like really great work without, without certain things, like without starting earlier, or I don't know, like maybe some people wanted like a certain education or something, like going to college for it, but they're just learning on their own, or I don't know, like he has a really great video about it, and I feel like it's been a while since I've seen it, but I think it kind of applies to a lot of people, not just artists. And it's just like, I feel like his channel is like so wholesome. It's really just like he has these kind of what do you call that, like negative self-talk, like you have like these things in your brain and they're just like bringing you down. They're like, you should have started this earlier or something. And the reality is like a lot of people like feel the same, and he really like connects by sharing his struggles and how he's like overcome things, or maybe he implemented certain things into his work process. I don't know, different things depending on like whatever topic. And it's so wholesome, and so I think a lot of it is very relatable. And he doesn't just make things about illustration, even though, that's his thing, is doing like illustration and I suppose video. He's like, I don't know, trying to make like an animation studio. Or I don't know how far along that is. Maybe it's done. I don't know. But like he doesn't make it just about that. He really makes a lot of content for just a lot of people. What else? I was thinking about another kind of like video that he makes that I thought was like really inspiring. Let me think. I can't quite remember what I was gonna say, but definitely like seriously like check out his channel. And I do have like some other people on my YouTube as well. Again, that's at the bottom of my homepage, at Callie & Co. I have so I have some people that are just kind of like general recommendations, just great for anybody. And I also have some ceramic recommendations, people that I think are really, have really valuable videos, people that I personally watch a lot that seem relevant to my channel, all of that. If you want to check them out. Feel free to leave me any recommendations. I don't know. I just like, I don't know, I think maybe a lot of people are. I just kind of get stuck in my old ways, and I don't really like go out of my way to find like other like creators. I watch a lot of the, just like a lot of the same videos or a lot of the same people that I subscribe to. It's not very often that I watch like other creators, I think. I don't know, it's just because like when I go YouTube, it's like, oh, this person you subscribe to made a new video. I'm like, oh, cool, let me watch that. And I'm just like completely, distracted by that, or really just that homepage. This thing is like, we've only been working for 25 minutes and this thing is like pretty dry. I don't know what the heck. It really does dry like so fast. I'm gonna go over the ones that we just did. I'm just gonna like, my hands are so dirty from this like tool. I'm pretty sure that's not gonna do anything to the final piece. Just a second. And then maybe I should go around the outside. This is why it's like, this is like the exact reason why I couldn't like just keep working on it last night, because it just dried. And I mean, you kind of need it to like soak in a little bit before you just like go at it with like carving more off. Or else you're just gonna take off that like very top layer where all the moisture is. Let me see, maybe I'll like kind of get the sides of this. I think we could do the bottom. I'm not sure if that's really gonna make a huge difference. The main thing would be like the walls really like drying out fairly quickly. Okay. So it looks like it has like absorbed the water, but it actually would need like a bit more time to like kind of sink in throughout more of the clay. So I didn't put any water on this one, so I think we'll just work on this one for a little bit. This wall between these two is a little bit thick also. I think I might thin this wall out a little bit too. I don't know if I'm just getting like too perfectionist-y and then I'm just like gonna just work on it forever. I definitely feel like we're in a better state than like where we started at the beginning of the stream yesterday. I do want to be a little careful. I don't want to accidentally take too much out. And I think, oh wait, I don't know. Actually, I was thinking about maybe like squeezing the wells a little bit tighter, but that wouldn't quite match my design. Let me think. What else is going on recently? I don't know. I'm still thinking of, well, now it's October. Trying to think of a Halloween costume to do. I know at work I am sure that we're going to be dressing up for Halloween. But I kind of wanted to do like a couple's costume. But I was also thinking about like doing like a DIY thing. So I don't know. That really changes things. So I'm like, what would be pretty cheap to do? But also like not too hard to do. I don't really want to do anything that complicated. Because like the more complicated it is, then it's like probably like the more money you're putting into like buying supplies to make the costume. I think generally that's probably what's happening. I have like no idea what. I'm kind of think I need to get some ideas together and then see what Jason thinks. He's pretty I think he's pretty against the idea. But I was able to convince him to buy a costume last year. So that's like, I don't know. Maybe I can think of something that would go with it. It's a shark costume. He loves sharks. So maybe that sounds like probably the cheapest and best way to go. Although I don't really know like what I would be to like go with it. I was kind of thinking something funny. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Something that would be funny though. I don't know. There aren't really like any sharks in SpongeBob, really. Not really. Were there ever sharks in it? I feel like maybe a few. I don't know. I'm not really like remembering anything off the top of my head. I don't know. I saw like I saw a post of like someone had like a SpongeBob themed costume party. So everybody was like from different like scenes and stuff. Like I don't know. It was really funny. I don't know. I really haven't seen very many. I don't think I've seen like very many like movies or anything with sharks. Like I don't watch Shark Week. I don't know what's going on there, or Sharknado. No idea what's going on there. I guess I could be a tornado. Is that the thing? They're like sharks in the tornado? I literally have no idea. But it's not as much fun if I have no idea like what the heck is even like we're referencing. I don't know. Maybe if I think really hard, I'll think of something really great. But the thing is, like, he's obviously like we're not having like a party at work. So if we do a couple's costume, like like he's not gonna be there. So like if it was like a joke, then like no one would get the joke. I don't know. I don't know. I'll have to just think of some ideas and then see if that would be cheaper than just buying a costume online. The thing is, if you buy a costume, that's like, you're probably only gonna wear it like once, maybe like 3 times max, but like probably not. I don't know. Cause like me, like I would want a different costume every year. Like if I was gonna dress up every year, I would want a different costume. Cause it's not as much fun if you're just like the same thing. I'm gonna put some water just like on the outside of this. It's so dry. Also, the like I'm not sure if I can really, I'm really bad at articulating things, like the thoughts in my head. Please bear with me. So like the drier the clay, I'm pretty sure like, I don't really know if it makes any sense, but like the quicker it will dry out, like after you like try to rehydrate it. I don't really know if that really makes sense. Or maybe it just has to do with, like obviously, like we have really thin walls, so I don't know, maybe that's a thing. I don't know. Maybe I'm just saying things that aren't true. Well, like whatever the case, I have to like more frequently reintroduce water into the clay at this point of like where the project is. So it's a little bit hard to keep working on it when I have to like stop and rehydrate parts of it and then wait for it to dry and then come back to it. Kind of annoying. I wonder if this is deep enough or if we should be making it deeper. I don't know, maybe it is deep enough, or I'm trying to think. So obviously going to be putting glaze on it, and some portion of that glaze like is going to reduce the overall well size, if that makes sense, because depending on like how thick the coat ends up being, we're going to have like a little bit less here. So we do kind of want to counteract that. Of course, the clay is also going to shrink. It's going to shrink when it gets to bone dry, but then it's also going to shrink when it goes in the kiln twice. So there's also that kind of shrinkage that will be happening too. So maybe I'll just make this a little bit deeper. This is definitely the part where you do some guessing to try to like counteract some of those things that will happen. And I think we have a really good amount right now between like here, like how thick this bottom is. We could go like maybe a tiny bit deeper. I think I kind of want to jump around to some other wells though, because this one is going to be like, I don't know really how to explain it, but if we curve, there is like a slight curve, even though I've carved like almost straight down from here to like the bottom of the well. There is a bit of a curve, which I think is kind of nice. I don't want it to just be like a right angle. So the deeper that you're carving down, like particularly over here, like this is kind of small to begin with, but like it's gonna be like a pretty small area if we like dig this even deeper. Hi, Emmy. What are you doing? Are you being cute? She says, oh my God. Okay, we've got like 15 minutes left. I am going to try really hard to finish this tonight. I feel like I might be getting a little nitpicky about it. What else is new? I cannot believe it's October. I mean, I kind of can, but I kind of can't. Because, I mean, I've been, like, really loving the fall vibes, but now that it's, like, actually fall, I'm like, summer is just, like, summer is over. And I'm, like, in mourning now for summer. But I am loving, I made like apple pie this past weekend. We're going to go apple picking, or not apple picking, probably not apple picking actually. We're gonna go like to a pumpkin patch. They have a bunch of stuff there. Corn maze, pumpkins. There's kind of like, there's like a barn and it has like some animals in it. Super cute and fun. What else do they have? Oh yeah, they have like I don't know like what you call it, but it's just like this little, or it's not like that little. It's somewhat big. They have this area of flowers, and like depending on the size of the like bundle that you get is like how much they like charge you. And I think the smaller size was like $5, and it was like a pretty good chunk of flowers. Like I felt like it was a really good deal. And I don't know, there's really something fun about going around and picking flowers yourself. And they really had a nice variety. I mean, there wasn't like a huge variety, but it was a nice amount, I would say. And then actually, I leave things out for long periods of time. Way longer than they should be left out. And some of the flowers, like, some of them just like, you know, they just kind of like droop over, and then like they lose like all their color and they're super ugly, kind of a thing. Some of them did that, but some of them just like, I didn't do anything special with them. They just sat there and just dried on their own. And they look great. Like I am really surprised at how much color they still had in the petals. Like, even though they had dried, like, I've never ever, like, had flowers dry before, like, on purpose, on accident, whatever. Like, but they typically lose a lot of that color. I mean, they did probably lose some color from being fresh and then being completely dry, but they look great. Like, surprisingly good. I mean, I was surprised. I don't know anything about drying flowers or any of that. But from a lay person that knows nothing about that, I thought they looked really good. I've actually used them. I love using them for my product photos because I think they look pretty decent. I mean, that's kind of like a trending thing right now too, is to use like dried flowers or dried, I don't know, like sometimes they're not flowers, sometimes they're just like, I don't know. I don't want to say like leaves. I don't know what, like the other like things that people put in vases. But like that's kind of trending right now. So I mean, it's a definitely better option than like than plastic flowers, because, you know, if I'm trying to take a photo of a vase where the you know, the flowers are front and center, they're not like in the background. Background's a different story. But if they're front and center, you're gonna see, like, you're gonna notice very, very quickly that they're fake, right? But also I have a bunch of different vase sizes because everything I do is pretty random. I would say pretty random. Like the vases, the mini vases that I was making like earlier, like none of them were like the same size. They're all just different little wonky sizes. So like if they were fake flowers, like I would have to cut a bunch of them up to like fit the different like heights of the vase. And you know, you can't like as easily reuse that. But this was like, it was really like, I'm still like pretty pumped about those flowers. Probably a little bit too much, but dang, they look nice in my product photos. Like that was just like, the whole thing was perfect timing. Because like, what if I made those vases and all that stuff before I got the flowers and I took like all these photos and then was like, oh, I have these flowers, let me just retake all of my product photos. Like, if you have a small business, you know, retaking product photos and then re-editing all of those, I mean, that's hours of work. Super annoying. Super annoying. I hate taking product photos. because like you take all of them and then you edit them and then you're like, oh wait, I forgot this, I forgot that, this thing looks better, and then you have to go retake all of them, and the whole thing is really annoying. So this was just like, I don't know, the whole thing was just a really great surprise, I guess. That's not really the word I wanted, but that's the word we're gonna go with. So I'm like so excited to get some more of those flowers, because now I know which ones. I think it's really just, I think it was one type of flower, because I got a whole like bouquet of different ones that I put together, but there's this one in particular that is the one that dried really nicely. So I'm definitely gonna get some more of those, and I don't know, see if they have any other, I don't know, colors of them or something, or I don't know. I'm definitely gonna get like a variety of flowers, because who knows? That was a surprise to me, so I don't know, maybe if I got other ones, see if any of those turn out really nice too. If you want to see what I'm talking about, of course I have the product photos like on either of my shop fronts, but I also of course have them on my Instagram if you want to go see them, of whatever's left. Do I have mini vases? Okay, well, they should be on Instagram, because if they sold or if they didn't sell, they'll be on my Instagram. But yeah, you can check that out in the link in the description. After I post the live stream to YouTube, the link will be in the description on Twitch. And if you're watching on YouTube later, it's definitely going to be there. But it is just linktr .ee/Callie & Co. And that'll take you to all of my links. That's my link tree. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. For someone that knows like literally nothing about drawing flowers or living that life, I was like very, shoot, I'm just like at loss for words, but like happily surprised, pleasantly surprised. Yeah, that's what I want. So I'm like, heck yeah. I don't know like where you can get, I don't know where you can just go and buy like dried flowers. I know you can do like, I know you can dry lavender. That's like kind of like a trending thing, I think. I don't love lavender, but that would look pretty nice in like a very tall, skinny vase. There are just like tons of, I think there are tons. I feel like I always see them on people's like backgrounds, of people like at lavender fields, here. So I know that's like a really popular thing. But I don't know, I'm not really sure what else dries really well. I suppose I could just like Google that. But I don't know. Maybe they'll be like, oh, well, if you do this super special process, you can dry any flower. Probably. I think that might be a thing. There is like this local artist that I found. So cool. And I've seen some of that kind of stuff on Instagram. I don't really know the process, but I think it's like, I think they like bury it in like sand or something, and then the flower like dries out. But this one girl, she like dries the flowers completely and coats them in some kind of, I don't know. Maybe it's resin or something. She coats them so that they, obviously they're very fragile and will break easily on their own. But, she coats them with something and makes them into jewelry. And they are just so lovely. Just so lovely. I know like some flowers would, some flowers would be too big probably. But she's really found like some really, really, just perfect ones to do for her jewelry. I know it's nothing special, but one of the necklaces I got was like a red clover, like the petal part of it, I guess. The part that's actually red. Like she put that on a necklace, and it is just like, it's very like dainty and just such a nice kind of like sophistication to it, and it's a real flower, and so it's like really cool. I love that one, but I really like the work that she does. She has like, I think she does like some with like maybe orchids or something. I can't remember like what other flowers she has, but they really are just lovely. And I love I know clover is nothing special. It's like, it's not a weed, but it's kind of special to me because like growing up at my mom's house out in the woods, like I would go around the yard and I would pick clover for the bunnies. And the red clover is particularly like really big, and it's a lot easier to pick, a lot easier to see where it is too, but it's a lot easier to pick, and I would pick that and feed it to the bunnies because they would love that. So it just like, it really just reminds me of like my childhood. And I mean, what kind of jewelry like has clover on it? Like particularly like the the kind of petal part, like, oh, like maybe you could find some kind of like Irish, I don't know, some Irish thing that had like, I don't know, shamrocks on it or something. Or like, like the 4-leaf clover part. Not so interesting, but I love like the little flower part of it. And I think she maybe like kind of took a leap on that because it's like, it's not anything special. It's not like, it's not the same as an orchid. But I think she took a leap with that, and I really enjoy it. I'm sorry, I don't know. I don't know what the name of her business is. But I think it's really cool. And I've seen a few just like, I think like, they're either TikToks or Instagram reels of how people do this. And it's pretty cool. I really like the idea of, I mean, I love like art and stuff, and like, oh, like if it was like a clay pendant of a flower or something, like I love that too. I can definitely enjoy both sides of like using real materials, like you know, like authentic materials, or I don't know what you would call that. But, you know, of course I also really enjoy just like the artistic side of, you know, whatever, people painting or, you know, trying to get like a certain likeness or adding their own style to things, like if it was like illustrated or something. I definitely enjoy that too. I think I'll just like add some water to the bottom for good measure. But I really want to like lather on the water so that it soaks up a bunch. And then when I get to it later today, maybe it will soak a good amount of that in. Just really drenching it. Okay. All right. Well, that is our live stream for today. For anybody watching on Twitch, be sure to follow along so you know when I come on for videos. Again, the videos for Thursday and Friday will be canceled. I'll just like put it on like vacation mode, and I'm pretty sure that should be easy to tell that I'm gone for those 2 days, but then I'll be back on Monday. All of the videos are uploaded to YouTube at Callie & Co. And there you can find a whole live stream playlist we have over 200 videos. How crazy is that? Like, there's over 200 hours of me doing like ceramic things. That is just like, that's so crazy. I've been doing this over a year now though, so maybe not that crazy. But yeah, be sure to check out the YouTube. That's again at Callie & Co. I also have a few YouTube tutorials on ceramics and a few other topics relating to just maybe, I don't know, random topics, but I'm trying to focus my YouTube on ceramics, small handmade business topics, and general topics that anybody could, any artist could benefit from. So yeah, be sure to subscribe, follow, like the video, leave a comment. All of those things are super great. And again, check out my Instagram at Callie & Co. if you want to see what my work looks like when it's finished. But yeah, I will catch you guys tomorrow. All right, bye.